It's been a very fruitful association with the Eastern University ever since we came to this side of Sri Lanka to Batiklo. The whole program started with serving the underprivileged in this area through the foundation, which is called Karuna Nilayam Foundation, which is instituted in Sri Lanka. And it's a part of our global humanitarian mission. So when we were about to establish a hospital in this region to serve the healthcare needs of the rural and underprivileged, we did not know how to go about it because most of the people were living in all the places in Sri Lanka. Not all were not from this region of Batiklo. But to the credit of the Eastern University, Vice Chancellor and the faculty of the Batiklo Medical College, the teaching hospital, they all came together to support this initiative. So first and foremost, I would like to thank all of you for making this initiative a success. Now the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital, which serves near Kirankulam in particular region, has saved more than 2,000 lives through cath interventions of this region. So I'm here to celebrate that. It's a new year, so a happy new year to every one of you. And I think what can be happier than to come together to create happiness for the rest of our community. And when so many people are saved through life-saving interventions like cardiology or cardiac services, there is every reason to celebrate because we are not just repairing a physical heart for them, but we are actually transforming their spiritual heart. We are making them better human beings, grateful human beings who can look after themselves and their community. When we do this, then the prayer of Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, that may all be healthy and happy, becomes a reality. So this prayer has truly found its meaning and purpose in Batiklo because of the combined partnership and collaboration of the Eastern University and Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospital. And today we come together to celebrate this partnership. And partnerships are needed for all kinds of progress. The conference that has been organized also is extremely poignant at this point of time. The power of diversity is what I was told is the theme of the conference. Diversity is everywhere. In this very room, if we look at each other, we all look different. We don't look same. We think different, we speak differently, we eat, we dress, we behave differently. We are all diverse set of people. But then in such a diverse world, what is the way forward? How do we live? Is it enough if we just tolerate each other's diversity, or do we need to do more than that is the question we must ask. How to harness this power of our diversity, our differences, how to celebrate our differences. This is the theme of every spiritual mission that has ever come to this earth, be it the masters of Hinduism, to Christianity, to Buddhism, to any other religion for that matter. They've all tried to find this answer, that amidst all the differences and diversity, how do we find a purpose where we can serve together as a united group of human beings. And that being the theme, scientifically, of course, you will have your deliberations about how our own system, from the biology of it, to everything around us is so diverse and everything works together as a team. And so we all function properly. But spiritually is what I am here to bring some attention to, this idea of harnessing the power of diversity. When we think of ourselves, we should think of ourselves as a family, as a global family is what I tell everybody around the world. And we have borrowed this idea from an Upanishad in India, which says Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Just now it was mentioned by the speaker, that the whole world is one family. And in Tamil language, which is spoken here, Yadum Urai, Yavarum Kelir, they say. All places are ours, all people are ours. But this great idea of celebrating diversity. Yes, we are different, but we belong to each other. That is the idea of enjoying this diversity and harnessing its power. We have some guests from Australia, Mr. Gary Seaton and his wife, Mrs. Frances Seaton. They had invited me to Australia as well, and we do some work there too with their foundation. And I met the Aboriginal people in Australia. They are the natives, the indigenous people. They have a fire ritual. So when we were starting a center there, they came together to do a fire ritual. and they would dance around smoke and fire, and they will adorn themselves with certain marks on their bodies, which are significant of their philosophy. But at the end, they taught me one gesture. They showed me this. They told, do like this. This is to celebrate something. And I asked them, what is the meaning of this? This is the meaning of this is unity, he said. The whole world should be united. Everybody is one. And I thought about it, why would they show this as the gesture? Why would it not be this as a gesture or this as a gesture or anything else? It occurred to me that all our 5 fingers are different. They're of different sizes and shapes, and thumb opposes all the other 4, for that matter. But only when we are different and we do things differently can we come together and do things at all. If the thumb does not bend this way, the medical doctors were sitting here, they will tell us, our lives will be miserable. We won't be able to do a thing. Because of our differences and diversity, we are able to achieve so much in our lives. And I realized that the aboriginal gesture of just showing the 5 fingers or your palm was to say that we are all different people, but when we come together, we become strong. And that is how we can achieve greater things. The unity in our diversity is our strength. So how do we sync our differences and celebrate our differences? If we try to do it socially through various political ideologies, whether it is socialism or communism or capitalism or whichever ism it is, it's very difficult to believe that we are all same and we all deserve the same opportunities and the same privileges. Somehow it cannot go too deep. It may remain at the surface because none of these isms have succeeded, as you all know. But if you look at spiritualism from the eye of a spiritual person, you will realize that there is a fundamental reason why we are same at the bottom, at the core of it, even though we look diverse from all sides. And that is the idea of diversity that we celebrate in our scriptures, in our cultures, where we talk about the fundamental principle of unity amongst all the different forms. If I can borrow from Bhagavad Gita, in a society that we exist, there are intellectuals. In India, we say there are 4 kinds of people. There are intellectuals who are dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge. Then there are those who are tradesmen, they are business people who are in pursuit of resources and then generate more resources out of it for societal welfare. Then there are those who are the administrators, the governors who manage the society, who administer the society, protect the society. And then there are those who labor with sincerity to support all the other 3 kinds. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha. I have created, I means not Bhagavan Sri Krishna as a human being. When he identifies himself with the supreme source of all existence, the creator, he says the creator has created this diversity on purpose. And because each of us is differently enabled by the divine through different aptitudes, capabilities, ideas, and we all contribute to each other. The intellectuals, they preserve the knowledge of the society, they pass it on to the next generation, and that's how they keep the knowledge going. The tradesmen, the businessmen, they continue to serve the society by utilizing the societal resources ethically and generating resources out of it which is distributed to all so that everybody can live happily. If an intellectual tries to do business or a businessman tries to be intellectual, both will be failures. But in their own respective fields, they are very good because they are born to do such things. So also there are governors or administrators or the protectors of the society, the army and people, they have a different mindset and attitude. That aptitude helps them to do what they do. If they get into education and business, they will be disasters too. So also there is a class of society which is neither as intellectual as to pursue knowledge, nor as smart to be a businessman, nor as courageous to run the society. But in their own humble and simple way, they do contribute to all the work that happens in the society. So he says, all these 4 are like 4 different parts of my body. This is from the Vedas. Purusha Suktam says that the head is like those who are intellectuals, like the class of yours, who are always interested in knowledge. Not so much in wealth, not so much in governance, not so much in laboring, but to pursue knowledge. So that is represented by the head of the body. And then he says the shoulders, the arms, are represented by those who govern the societies, who protect the societies, the army, the government, the administrators, the bureaucracy, they all represent the arms of this being. And then the belly region, which takes the food, digests it, turns it into nutrition and sends it to the whole body. The stomach does not keep all the food to itself, even though it gets all the food, but it knows it receives the food because of the labor of the hands and legs and the mouth and everything else. And then it doesn't keep all the nutrition to itself. It sends it to all the parts of the body. So like that, the businessmen and tradesmen, they take the societal resources, services from everybody, from the intellectuals, from the governments, from the labor class, and then put it all together, generate resources out of it and distribute it back to the society through taxes, through charity, through philanthropy, in so many ways, through employment generation and things like that. And then the feet are like the last class, which works tirelessly to support the society. There are our gardeners and drivers, and there are our laborers and farmers who may not be intellectuals, who may not be administrators, who may not be business or tradesmen, but nevertheless they support the society and keep the society moving, like the feet keep the society moving. So the scripture says, think of the whole society as the body of God. And there is place for everything. Like in the body there are so many organs, and every of these organs have a role to play. And none of these are superior or inferior. Just because feet are lower or hands are above, it does not mean hands are superior than the feet. They all have their roles. A place is there for everyone in this great cosmic play of God. And we have to respect that, is what is said. Everybody has a role. The stomach can do something which the mouth cannot do. The mouth can do something which hands cannot do. Hands do something that feet cannot do. So all of them have to be respected for what they are. And if we extrapolate this idea to the diversity in the society that exists, and think of them all as one unified entity which works together coherently in harmony for everybody's progress, then all differences will disappear and we will celebrate our diversity. A small doha. Dohas are two-line couplets from North Indian side and of North India, and the saints would write in two simple couplets, like Tiruvalluvar's small verses are there. So Rahim Das is one of the Muslim saints who has so much of faith in the entire Hindu tradition that he has written more about Rama and Krishna than everybody else. And he says, Rahiman dekhi baden ko laghu na dijiye dari, jahan kaam aaye sui kaha kare talwari. It means, oh people, don't give up the small things thinking these are small for the sake of greater big things, because what a needle can do, sword cannot do. So each has a place. Needle can sew your clothes, a sword will only tear it apart. So you can't throw away a piece of needle, it's a small piece of metal, I don't need it, for the sake of a bigger sword. Because both of them are needed in the society to keep the society going. So respect all. Respect all creation, all diversity is what is told by our scriptures. And that is the reason why this diversity has to be celebrated and not be abhorred, not be used as a divisive idea or force. It can be a unifying idea. And unity does not mean uniformity. That's the misconception. If we all are same, then only we can be united. Not true. 5 fingers are different, but they can be united. 2 feet are different, but they can be united when we walk. 2 eyes are different, but we see the same thing. Likewise, in the society, when we respect each other's trades, each other's ideas, each other's whatever the position and status, we start learning to love this diversity and enjoy it. And more than that, harness its power and celebrate it. A bouquet is there here. If just one kind of flower would not make a bouquet. There are so many flowers of different kinds. You may say, this rose is better than other flower. That is your perception. Ask the bee. It will tell, maybe the other flower is better because the nectar is sweeter than the rose. So everybody has a role to play. And sometimes our students in our university, when I talk to them, they ask me, okay, everything is supposed to be created by God, everything is for a reason. But why there is so much of disharmony in the society? Why there is poverty? Why there is sickness? Why there are wars and conflicts? And I tell them the only thing that it is this misunderstanding that we are not a part of the same thing. We think we are different. For example, when you are eating something and also talking, you bite your tongue. Now if the tongue gets angry with the teeth and says, how dare you bite me? And demands that the hands break away all the teeth and throw them away, so that next time the teeth does not exist and it won't bite the tongue. What would happen to our body? Or imagine when you're talking, suddenly your finger hits your eyes and it hurts the eye. Now, if the eye starts demanding that this finger has hurt it, cut the finger away immediately. And if the body follows, okay, let me cut the finger. What kind of madness would that be? You go to a doctor and say, remove all my teeth, cut all my fingers. The doctor will ask you, what's wrong with you? Why do you want to do that? Oh, my teeth bit my tongue. My tongue is upset with me. Or my eye is upset because my fingers have hurt the eye. The doctor would say, first you need to go to a mental hospital, not to my hospital, not to a dental hospital. Because you need to understand that what you're asking is foolish. Yes, it happens in the course of doing things. We hurt each other. We sometimes step over each other. We trouble each other out of our ignorance or maybe out of just a slip of our mind. We don't do it on purpose. That's good enough to maintain the society. We may accidentally trouble each other. Accidentally, incidentally, not on purpose. Then the society will still continue, like the teeth and tongue continue till the end of our lives. That is the reason why we have to see the oneness in everything. And all kinds of efforts we can put to do this oneness, this exercise. And a simple exercise I tell is that try to find reasons to be united. Don't find reasons to be divided. If you find reasons to be divided, there will be million reasons. But there will be another million reasons to be united. For example, we started with the body. All fingers are belonging to the same hand. So all fingers are important. Both the hands belong to the same body. So both the hands are important. Now this body belongs to me, all the organs. So there is a unity amongst all of them. Now I belong to a family of 4 or 5 people. So all of them are important to me. This family belongs to a society, a community. So all in the community are important to me. This community belongs to a country. So all communities in the country are to be united. This country belongs to a continent. So all countries in the continents must be united. This continent belongs to the whole earth. So all continents on the earth should be united. And this earth belongs to this entire universe. So the whole universe should be united. So this way, if we start thinking in a broader way, then we will realize that we have plenty of reasons to be united amongst all the differences that we have. And once we understand this, we would not hurt each other on purpose. Now, all wars and conflicts are not God created. God did not train us to become warriors and hurt each other. It's our limited understanding. It is that fight between the teeth and tongue. That's what is happening everywhere, where people find small issues and make a big thing out of it, and most of it is driven by selfishness. If tongue becomes too selfish, naturally it will go after all the teeth. But there is a head, there is a brain that God has given, which makes us understand that no, these are both the parts of our body, and we haven't done it on purpose, so let's forgive each other and move on. Because we need each other. We need each other to survive, to thrive. And that is the kind of understanding spirituality gives us. No other thought, no other philosophy can make us unite. Maybe as a community, as we are a Batikulo people, we can feel united. We are Eastern region people, we can feel united. We are Sri Lankans, we can feel united. Or we are Asians, we can feel united. But these are all limited because boundaries change. Sri Lanka was not Sri Lanka a long time ago, it was some other thing. Likewise, countries have changed, boundaries have changed. The social parameters cannot be the reason how we can be united. Because there will always be changes happening over there. Languages, our cultures cannot be the reason for us to be united because we keep changing with time. Now all of us speak English. 200 years back, nobody spoke English here. Now we identify ourselves more easily with people who speak in the same language. So things change. The way we dress, it has changed. So things outside will keep changing. So finding reasons to unite each other using the outside things would always be a challenge. Many children of our people who live in America, they are all Indians or Sri Lankans. I meet a lot of Sri Lankans also in Australia, in the UK. Many of these children cannot understand their own country of origin because they have never been to their countries. They belong to the same country. They carry the genes in their whatever, the DNA of the same country, but they don't feel like the citizens of this country or don't even feel a part of it. Why? Because they externally have changed. They have shifted to another country, got another citizenship. Now they don't understand the language, they don't enjoy the food. Because the external reasons, they have changed. But internally, if they feel this oneness spiritually, that all beings have come into existence by the same God. Ella uirum Daivame, said Bharadiyar. All are divine only. There are no differences at the fundamental level. And if I have to explain scientifically also, if we break ourselves all down to atoms, that's what we are. And in atoms, there are subatomic particles, and then there are now new particles are being found, God particle and all kinds of things. And finally, you dig and divide and divide. Finally, you will find only space. Everything is space. Schrodinger's theory we know. It's particle or wave, nobody knows. You say it is particle, it becomes wave. You call it a wave, it is a particle. There is no end to this mystery of the universe. So at the end, what exists? Only space. So are we not just spaces modified? Before this building came up, this auditorium, what was this place? Just space, plain ground. Today we put 4 walls and a roof and call it an auditorium. So also there is office, so also there are classrooms. What are we? All these things. These are just spaces modified into different things for certain functionalities. Likewise, we are all beings created out of that one single common energy or space. For various reasons, we are doctors, singers, engineers, dancers, teachers, and so many other things. But beyond all these things, at the very fundamental level, we are just the same. Don't even think spiritually. Scientifically also, we are same. If we break ourselves all down into the most fundamental atoms or energy, string theory and unified field theory, we are all just that unified field. Modified, of course, to do what we are doing. So if we go on digging deeper and deeper, and that is what his investigation is. In Hindu culture, it's called Anveshana, means investigate, further. And finally, you will find that at the bottom of it all, we are all same. Using that, our sages and saints have taught this idea of oneness to everyone. And I don't even go that far. When we do all this social work service, they ask us, why do you have to serve food to somebody who is not related to you? Why do you have to build hospitals or teach children? And I tell them, because we are same. When I feel hungry, it is the same hunger. A Sri Lankan also feels the same hunger as Indian. Sri Lankan may eat string hoppers, I may eat chapati, but our hunger is same. Are we not one in our hunger? When we sleep, do you sleep a Sri Lankan sleep and I sleep an Indian sleep? No, I may sleep in India, you may sleep in Sri Lanka. But when we are in deep sleep, we are all one. Who is who in that stage? So why go far spiritual? Even otherwise, we can find so much of sameness in all our differences. And that needs to be highlighted and celebrated. Now, if we teach the next generation this idea, that let's find reasons to become united, let's find reasons to celebrate our diversity, I'm sure they will enjoy it. And one more important thing that I want to leave with the educationists, especially when it comes to next generation, is please allow them to be themselves. Most of the education has become an industry now. And students have become raw material. And the end product is the same one type of mindset, straight jacket approach. Everybody has to, in India especially, if you talk about what do you want your child to become, even before the child is born, they tell. If it's a son, I will make him an engineer. If it's a daughter, she will be a doctor. And fate is sealed before even you are born. Maybe she wants to be a dancer. Maybe he wants to be a painter or a cricketer or singer, whatever they want, but no. Because we think this is what it is to be. Because everything turns out to be at the end, all should make the same amount of money. And whoever makes more money is more successful in life. However sad he might be at home. But outside should look successful. Again, we are destroying the diversity that God has created and sent us to this earth with. He wants us to be a singer. He also wants somebody to be a poet. He wants somebody to be an artist, somebody else to be a policeman, somebody else to be a musician, whatever. But we destroy all that diversity in the name of uniformity. This uniformity is not unity, is what I am trying to convey again and again. And if you want to celebrate this, please celebrate everybody's attitudes, everybody's abilities. And respect everything. If you remove money from the equation, we will start respecting everybody. But the moment we say success is equal to how much money you are making, a good education is equal to how much money you are making, a good job is equal to how much money you are making, all the problems start. Because naturally some people would make money, some wouldn't make as much money. And that is the reason why we destroy so much of talent in this country or in the countries around the world. And that makes me very sad. When I go to educational institutions, I insist, please allow the students to be themselves. Give them guidance. You are only facilitators. You are not owners of their destinies. You are makers, of course, but not owners. They are the owners of their destinies. Allow them to be themselves. Maybe he wants to be a musician. Try to find opportunities to allow him to blossom into a musician. This is what we were discussing. Francis is an artist. She said in Australia and many of these Western countries, all these are not recognized and celebrated at all. In fact, humanities like courses have been removed from the university in the name of technology and technical courses because they think that's not going to earn much money for the students after all. But I'm glad tides are turning. And I'm told that Harvard University is talking about those who want to get into medicine must first do a degree in humanities. So they are more human doctors. They're more kind, they're more empathetic, more social, because they're seeing doctors are becoming like machines. Very transactional, very business-like. And that's not how medicine was originally designed to be. So our idea of diversity is that yes, we need all the diversity in the society because that strengthens us. That makes us a society. That makes the painting beautiful, the garden beautiful, the diversity in it. And this is God created. And God's, as I said, in Krishna says, on purpose I've created this because you are born differently with certain different attitudes. A singer cannot be an engineer cannot be a cricketer. Everybody is different. But unfortunately, the way everything is being pushed in the name of whatever progress and success, new societal standards, what is happening? We are losing a good singer and getting a bad engineer. And tomorrow if the bridges fall, who is to be blamed? We are losing a good artist and getting a bad doctor. If the patient dies tomorrow, who is to be blamed? Us. Because we have thought this way. And this is happening all the time. And I tell you, this is against the idea of celebrating diversity. Allow people to be who they are born to be. And as a society, we must celebrate that. We must enjoy that. We must recognize and acknowledge that. And those who are ignorant, they must be counseled with whatever abilities we have. Those parents, those people in the society to be counseled. So think of diversity as a blessing in disguise for the whole society. And remove money from the equation, you will celebrate diversity. Remove transactions from the equation, you will celebrate diversity. Remove material gains from the equation, profiteering from the equation, and you will celebrate diversity. So let us celebrate diversity like this is my appeal. Okay, I ask a question back. You have your children. How many of you would allow them, after this lecture at least, to be whatever they want to be? So they want to be cricketer, or they want to be a singer, or they want to be an artist. How many of you will say, it's all right, pursue what you've got? Please allow them. Don't kill their talent, don't destroy it, don't stifle their beauty of their souls by pushing them into one type of thing. The first level of celebrating diversity starts at your home. As they say, charity begins at home. Let's begin there to celebrate that. And I personally want to offer to the university, if you find students who are coming from difficult backgrounds, who want to pursue something but they don't have the ability, so they get into the straitjacket thing, because that is what is available for free, that is what is available in plenty. Please do recognize such people and do let us know, let the foundation know. So there is somebody who wants to become a singer, or somebody who wants to become something else other than what is available in our universities. I think we should promote that, and that would lead to a much more beautiful society to live in. I am not sure of now, but when we retire, we would have beauty around us, beauty in all the variety and diversity around us. So let us encourage diversity, at the same time celebrate it through identifying the underlying oneness, both at the social level and also at the spiritual level. At spiritual level, as I said, we're all born of the same divine principle, just modified according to the needs of the society. But we are all contributing to the same divine goal, that everybody should be happy, healthy, and there should be auspiciousness everywhere. There shouldn't be any conflict. So please do think about it, and do tell the next generation about it. That's very important. I am told from 2025, a new generation is born. We had the Gen Zs and Gen Ys and Gen whatever Alpha, which was there till 2025. All those who were born after 1st January 2025 are called Gen Beta. So another generation is in the offing. So you must know that we must pass on these amazing ideas of diversity and its celebrations to the next generation. Because if we all push them into this straitjacket uniformity approach, you would have destroyed the society. And this is already happening in big way, but I hope we won't do this disservice to the next generation the way our previous generations have done to us. In colleges, ragging is common, Why do you rag the next generation? We were ragged by the previous generation. There is no logic to that answer. We were ragged, so we will rag. So previous generation pushed us into all these kind of so-called uniformity. Should we do the same disservice to the next generation? No. We should teach them that yes, diversity, inclusivity and equitability is the way forward for the societies. And once we recognize and celebrate diversity, inclusivity happens on its own. Why? Because we accept everybody. So inclusivity happens. When inclusivity happens, equitability happens, because everybody gets their due opportunities in the society. And today all societies talk about these three things of diversity, inclusivity and equality, but that's not possible. The first thing that where should it begin? Which one should we start with? Diversity is what we should start with. Celebrating diversity, accepting and acknowledging it is the beginning of a better society. And I hope this conference, both scientifically and any other deliberation, socially, culturally, spiritually, would help us to develop a perspective and pass it on to the next generation. And I'm very thankful for organizing this at a short notice. And I look forward to many of you tomorrow at the event. Those who can, I'm told the Vice Chancellor is not available because of another meeting. But those who are, please do come to the Sanjeevani Hospital at Kirankulam and do celebrate those 2,000 plus life-saving interventions which has happened because of the collaboration between the Sanjeevani Hospital and the Eastern University Teaching Hospital. So once again requesting everybody to be there and celebrate this occasion, and also thanking the Eastern University, the Vice Chancellor and everybody else for organizing this conference. I'm sure the next conference will be in India, so I would invite you all to come to India in the month of July. That's when our convocation is, and I would request all of you to be there. Thank you very much. Again, I close with another prayer. It says, Sahana Vavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karvavahi, Tejasvina Avadhitamastu, Mavid Vishavahi. May we learn together. May we be protected together. May we enjoy whatever we learn together. May whatever we learn remain in our memory. We shouldn't lose it. And may we not be the cause of hostility or sorrow to each other in this process of learning and teaching. May there be peace in our bodies, minds and spirit. With these prayers, I conclude. Thank you.